All right, chat. We got market recap. Didn't take any trades. Well, I did on paper, but no funded trades, no live plays, no nothing like that. So just gonna go over my thoughts on today. Um, just a straight fucking pump, bro. Insane pump, insane bull run, bro. Anyways, starting off on the day, there was like I think maybe two or three setups I saw. Um, Decent, all right, nothing too crazy. At least not crazy enough for me to take. So, yeah, just go straight into this shit. So starting off on the 4 hour, very obvious and once again bullish, just like I was yesterday. Just dude, insane expansion to the upside. We have buy side here, buy side here. We have this swing high up here, which is our buy side. We have unfilled 4 hour up here. It's just long until you're wrong, bro. Pretty much. Um, on the 4 hour, I can already see we've mitigated this 4 hour down here, pumped up higher. Not really looking for a retrace down there. If we scale down to the hourly, I literally just started this week recap or this fucking trade market recap, whatever. Why the hell is it already fucking bugging, bro? This shit is genuinely about to make me crash out. Oh my gosh. All right, well, the 4 hour mitigated that 4 hour. If we if we check the hourly, there's a decent gap here. We're pretty close to it. We generated equal highs up here, so I really like the idea of getting a nice pullback, and then getting along from there. Just a market open Judah swing. It's pretty much what I was looking forward to happening. We do have this that's a little bit more in discount, this gap here, which I was also looking forward to. But ideally, don't really want to see anything too deep of a retrace. I mean, we're already pumping up like crazy, so this hourly is, I feel like it's reasonable to look for that to get hit. We have Asia low down here, which is protected. No need to go over that. Yeah, literally just the hourly. We did manipulate into this 15-minute down here, just by a tad bit. But yeah, I was really, really, really just, dude, it would have been perfect if we could just, what the fuck? Is that because I have my magnet on? I don't know what that was. Like, dude, just something like this would have been so beautiful. Unfortunately, we did not get that. All right, off open. We just we still had that Judas swing. All right, we set this intermediate low here inside this gap. All right, this BPR ended up holding. I think there's a 5 minute that ended up holding. So this was not a bad play. The 1 minute crazy entry, you could have entered this 30-second off of just pure discretion. It's a guaranteed break even, but I didn't really like anything. Just chose to stay patient. I really could have took this on my like my evals or something, but I don't know. I wasn't really too prepared. My mouse is once again fucked up. I don't even give a shit anymore, bro. It don't even matter, bro. But yeah, we take out the equal highs. Now if we look over here, just one more time to the left, let's see the DOLs we have. So we hit the equal highs, taking out one of these draws and liquidity. We still have these relatively equal highs up here. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention we had equal highs from a couple weeks ago. Guys, on the hourly, and then we have that unfilled 4 hour. So that's really the targets I'm looking for. Okay, so it's a bug. Okay, over here to the left it lets me do that, but over here it doesn't. You hear my mouse? That's so fucking weird. All right, anyways, looking for any type of retrace, just a shallow retrace is fine with me into a 5 minute or just anything, right? That's what I'm looking for. So we're just gonna go to the 1 minute and play this out. End up pumping, pumping, pumping. We take out all the buy side here. At this point in time, ES is bull running to the all-time high. So if we go over here to the left, you can see ES all-time highs up here. So I'm gonna mark that out. Let me just be sure that is all-time highs. Okay, it is, yeah. And NQ is a bit lagging. We still have all these highs up here, but yeah, really the main bias or DOL is based off ES, and then yeah, we still have some good draws on NQ that we can be looking for. So nothing happened about that. Let me go ahead and skip into this. We get a pullback here on the 1 minute. Nothing too much that I like. I don't like anything. Let's see, we pull back into what? We pull back into that 3 minute. It seems valid enough, but just not my style. There's no good IFEG here. If there's nothing on the 30-second, I don't know. It looks decent. Nothing worth taking though, in my opinion. All right, we have another pullback. Excuse me. And then we have another pullback into this gap here, which holds respect. And then here, We fall short of the equal highs in the untapped 4 hour, so I'm figuring, right, we can get a pullback maybe even to the 5 minute. That would be really, really nice. We get a nice dump here. And then we just sweep that, another intermediate low here, right? We sweep that low, and then right after we can then continue to, oh my gosh, I'm stuttering like crazy. We continue to respect this gap here, and then this is where I took the paper trade. We had this 1 minute, but I didn't like the close. I really did not like the close. I was debating on taking out my fundeds, or my evals. Sorry, I keep fucking saying fundeds. My evals wasn't, a crazy setup or anything. It really wasn't a setup. It was more of a discretional play. I think the only thing we bounced out of was the 1 minute. Yeah, I'll respect of that order block. Oh, okay. Well, we had a 5 minute, I think. Yeah, we had this 5 minute that held, but I didn't really care too much about this 5 minute. It was way too small for my liking, but I did see that we closed last minute inside of it, I think. I'm trying to stretch this out. Let me see. Yeah, like last minute we closed back up inside, and then we get a nice, break of structure here. I just really didn't like the close here. We had a fat wick about the size of the body. There wasn't much LR up here. We did have equal highs, which was valid enough for me. A good entry I probably would have taken, but we didn't get that. We just barely inversed it, so I didn't like it too much. Instead, I think we inversed a 3 minute as well, but I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it. I'd rather, once I saw the 2 minute closed above, that's when I just, fuck it, I'll take it on paper. Looks good enough here. So yes, the play I took on paper. Ended up pumping. Immediately felt FOMO. Not crazy, but I was just like, damn. And then figured we'd come up to here because this is what I would have aimed for. But if I took on my fundeds, I probably would have been out at like around a 1.5 if it got hit. Let's see. I remember a 1.6 got hit, so it was because my stop was a bit closer, maybe about under this gap here, under the 5 minute. I forgot where, but yeah, this would have got a brutal break even here. Bam. That 5 minute could have saved us. So here's the other entry that I kind of missed out on. I liked it. I liked it a lot more than this. It looked really, really clean. It was this 15 seconds. So we had this 15 second, okay, with a good amount of LR above here. So I'm going to get rid of that. Really good set of LR. Still had the untapped 4 hour above, so the duo is still intact. I think ES had already taken all-time highs. Yeah, ES had just taken all-time highs. So yeah, it's kind of awkward, but let's see. Still have the 4 hour above LR, and we have this 5 minute getting tapped into. So once this 5 minute, I like looking at this 5 minute a lot more, just because it's a bigger gap. It's nothing like this tiny ass gap, you know what I mean, that you have to fucking stretch the shit out of to see. So yeah, I like this a lot more. We didn't have any 1 minute or 30 seconds to look for, which was pretty unfortunate, but the 15 second we did have this gap here. I didn't like any of the entries. Price is too slow. Then we got a resweep inside of that 5 minute, which is what got this trade break even on the 2 minute. Really nice reaction. I was looking to take this. This is the other play I was looking to take. Didn't like the IFEG here. I didn't like that it's just kind of, I can just tell this is going to be a not so great trade. I wanted something more light bulb. Ended up dumping, and at this point I kind of shut my mind off to looking for longs. I was going to call it a day. ES had already taken all-time highs, and then we're just faced with this beautiful displacement candle to the upside, inversing this BPR there, also creating a break of structure. This just looked phenomenal, and I just faded it, bro. I faded it. Very unfortunate, man. About a 1.5. Dude, this was very, very unfortunate. This was such a beautiful trade. Definitely trade of the day. Yeah, straight pump to the upside. I was praying it got break even here, and then, yeah, the final TP got smashed through. But that's pretty much it for the day. I really don't see anything else I could possibly talk about. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see, we just fucking bull ran, bro. From market open low up into this high, pumped about 750 points. Crazy work. But yeah, didn't have much of a high time for manipulation. We still had a pretty decent jitter swing. It was good enough. You just have to be really, really discretional about your entry here. Stayed out of that. Waited for a retracement. We got a small pullback here. Didn't really like much of the entries or LR above. I didn't like anything like that. Another pullback, just getting these very shallow retraces, and then here's when we get, you know, an eye-opening retrace. We get good displacements to the downside, sweeping slow inside the fair value gap. 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. Take your entry. You know, it just depends on how confident you are. It ended up banging to the equal highs at least. Full TP did not get hit, unfortunately. You would have got stop break even depending on your entry. The 1 minute didn't get stop break even, but I don't know about you, but I put my stop like a point or two in profit, so most likely would have been break even for me anyways. But yeah, I took that entry on paper, got a pullback, kind of hesitated. I don't even hesitate. It's just I shut my mind off after seeing that, you know, inverse to the downside. And then, you know, everything just happened too fast for me to take. So yeah, missed out on this 15-second long. Dude, this was just so beautiful, bro. This was so beautiful. Can't believe you missed out on that. This was gorgeous, bro. Nice displacement to the upside, LR, high time frame DOL, protected stop loss. Like, bro, does not get any better than that. After we hit the DOLs, pretty much all DOLs are met. There's really nothing else to look forward to. You can see here we just kind of start chopping a little bit after we take that out, and then start pumping like crazy. So let me see. What else did we get? I didn't really look at the markets anymore. So yeah, we just pump, pull back probably into a 5 minute. Pump. Yeah, just fucking chop work, bro. Let's see what we ended up hitting. Okay, we really didn't hit much, but we at least know our DOL for tomorrow. All right, or at least for the rest of this week. Looking for this low resistance above. We have a wickless 4 hour here, so I'm gonna assume we're gonna go to some type of pullback and retracement. All right, obviously the market just does not move in one fucking direction the entire time, so we're gonna get some type of retrace is what I'm expecting, and then, you know, sometime this week or next week when we can seek out these highs up here. ES is already at all-time highs, so yeah, it should be a pretty interesting week this week. By any means, this price action is not bad whatsoever. Just because there's no entries that, you know, I like doesn't mean price action was bad. But yeah, I had a pretty. This was really the only A plus, you know, S tier setup I saw. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Kind of made this video pretty long, especially for it not to be a trade recap, just the market fucking recap. But yeah, that's gonna be it, and I'm out.